The New York mayoral race is getting testy, as you have Curtis Sliwa, who is on track to become the Ross Perot of this 2025 NYC mayoral election. He's going to take votes away from somebody, probably Cuomo, and hand the election to Zoran Mandami. Now, Mr. Mandami, I do not think is a viable candidate for the job. He's only been in the US for 7 years. He's never held a real job. And that's big when you're going to deal with 8 million people in New York City. That is not a good starting job to have, mayor of New York. Okay, maybe you can have a little couple of lower political jobs, but I just think that not really being here long enough in this country and not really having a real job, I don't think that qualifies you to be mayor of New York. Granted, the people voted for him, but did the people vote for him because they believe in his views wholeheartedly, or the fact that they did not want anything to do with Andrew Cuomo? And let's be honest, there was nobody else in that primary that was halfway decent. Mondami was a rock star. And then you had Cuomo, the granny killer. So my thing is this why Mandami won? Because Cuomo was such a bad candidate. I think that is a huge thing. So my thing is Cuomo lost the primary. He's not going to beat Mandami in the general election. If he lost to him in the primary, why in the hell would people vote for Cuomo? It just doesn't make any sense. So you can make the case that, okay, Cuomo should then drop out and all the support should go to Curtis. Adams should back Curtis. Cuomo should back Curtis. They should all back Curtis. It'll never happen. And I'm going to say this, and I'll say this the nicest way possible. As someone that has worked for Curtis Lewa in radio, was very fortunate to work for him at AM 970 The Answer when Curtis was there. We had good times together. Okay, I'll never forget Curtis doing many remotes in Staten Island, a couple of diners. I know he did the remote from Staten Island University Hospital that he did a couple times with Governor David Patterson. Curtis is a good dude. Okay, he loves New York. And I know I've been critical of him on this network. But do I think he can beat anybody in a serious race? No, I do not. I don't think he's taken seriously enough. That does not mean that I think he's running a bad campaign. I think Curtis is running a better campaign now than he did when he went up against Adams. The problem is Curtis is still not taken seriously. Red Beret clown hat on or Red Beret clown hat off. He's not looked at as a serious candidate. He's looked at the guy that is on the radio wearing a red court jester hat that likes cats. Really, I mean, he's not looked at as a serious candidate. So I think people are going, okay, Cuomo is a politician. I mean, you have people that literally, like, he killed their mother, their father, their grandmother, and they're like, yeah, we're still going to vote for him. Now, what bothers me is literally people going, oh, we can't elect a terrorist. Why? Because he's Muslim. That's why we're calling him a terrorist. There was a lot of fear mongering here with Mandami. Do I think he has a problem with Jews? He's not helping the cause. And it's certainly, as I'm sitting here saying, it is unfair for people to sit there and say that he is someone that is should be called a terrorist. That is no candidate for public office in the country should be called a terrorist or a terrorist lover. And Sid Rosenberg, who hosts a show on WABC in New York, said that Mondami would celebrate another 9/11. Now that's just low. And to me, that is highly, highly racist. But when Mandami is sitting there campaigning with the co-conspirator of the 1993 World Trade Center bombing, I'm sorry, you could be the biggest Mandami fan. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. So I'm going to say the same thing that I've said from the minute this race started. New York is absolutely screwed. Okay, Andrew Cuomo is an absolute scumbag. And I think Cuomo is the slimiest of the three in this election. There is no redeeming quality of Andrew Cuomo. None whatsoever, zero. And after what he did, leading people to slaughter, also saying that Republicans have no business being in New York, get out. Remember that? We remember General Cuomo. This man should be nowhere near, plus all the allegations, should be nowhere near public office. Then you have Mondami, who is an elegant speaker. He's a guy I could see having some halal and a beer with. I don't know if he's gonna have a lot, but you get what I'm saying. I think the guy is. I think he's likable. Okay, yeah, he's smug. Yeah, is he full of shit? Yeah, but I don't know. I could sit there and go to a basketball game with Mondami and crack open a couple of cold ones. That doesn't mean I think his policies are great. But also the fact that let's calm down that he's going to sit there and bankrupt the city in about 10 days. Let's pump the brakes here. Again, he is the mayor. He's not the governor. Okay? And in some instances, Hochul, who has endorsed him though, Hochul has final say on some decisions. So I think Mondami will be kept in check. I think some of these things, like for example, with the free busing, how are these people going to get paid then? How are the drivers going to get paid? Where's it going to come from? Our taxes. And also saying that he's going to tax the white neighborhoods. Come on. If you had someone say that, oh, we're going to tax the Muslim neighborhoods or we're going to tax the black neighborhoods, they would be called a racist. But this is fine. Because again, the white person's always racist. So if we tax them more, that's a good thing. Because the white person's a bad, bad man. Bad man. So again, there's a lot of stuff in Mondami's camp I don't like. And also, again, he's sitting there campaigning with a terrorist. I'm not saying he's a terrorist, but my God, man. Sitting there posing with the guy that was a co-conspirator in the 1993 World Trade Center bombing is not something you should be doing if you want to be mayor of New York City. It's not a good look. Did I think Rosenberg's comments were out of line? Yes. He sits there and poses for a picture with that guy. It could be warranted. And then you have Sliwa. And I'm sorry, but you know, Mula Shmula, Little House on the Prairie, the little nursery rhymes he does on the radio. And again, we all know he'll go back to WABC because he needs a job. He needs to be always on the radio. No one else is going to take him. WOR should take him. Take off Clay Travis. Anyway, or no, put him on 6 to 9. Take off Jesse Kelly, whatever the hell that guy is. He sucks. The guy that's on 6 to 9 on WOR. Oh my God. Awful. And talk about a racist. That guy is racist. You ever heard Jesse Kelly on 710 WOR in New York? One of the most racist scums you'll ever meet. Oh my God. A right-wing extremist, to say the least. But Curtis also, yeah. And I thought Curtis won the second debate. I thought they let him speak a little bit more. And props to the guy that was doing it for New York One, who I thought, oh, this guy's going to be, because he's one of those race baiters himself. But he was very fair. I thought he did it well, other than the racist David Ushery and the 5 other people that he had with him on NBC. That was a shit show, the first debate. But I thought Curtis made some good points. I thought Curtis came across strong. I also thought Cuomo had some very good one-liners. And I thought he buried Mondami good. Mondami didn't have a good second debate. He did not. But I don't think that's going to matter. I think Mondami wins no matter what. The minds are made up. And again, my thing is if Cuomo was defeated by Mondami in the general election, why the hell, I mean, in the primary, why the hell would he beat Mondami in the general election? It makes no sense. So again, we'll see. November 4th, like I said, is election day. We'll see what happens. But I mean, at this point, do I even vote? Do I just hold off? And I don't know. I really don't. I really don't. I mean, because I guess if I had to vote for somebody, I mean, Curtis is likable, but I mean, is it going to matter? But I can't vote for. I can't sit there in the ballot box and pull a lever for Cuomo. I can't do it. And I don't trust Mondami. The guy actually don't have bad ideas, but it's how they're going to be constructed. That's what worries me. And the communist, the socialist stuff, that worries me. If he was a regular Dem, I'd probably vote for him. But he just he's a wild card. I can't trust him yet. I can't trust him yet. But I can never pull a thing for Cuomo. Never. I could never pull that lever for him. Out of all the stuff he did with COVID, Andrew Cuomo, disgrazie.